For getting reliable major news articles about Middle East and around the world, kindly subscribe #1 knowledgeable channel Star Tucson and don't forget to click on bell.
Hi everyone, today we have a very important guest with us, Jamal Khashoggi, the very prominent Saudi journalist. Welcome, Mr. Jamal, how are you?
Ahlan wa sahlan, thank you for having me here.
So since we have you on the spot, as Sharq Forum, we have some questions for you that would be very informative for our audience, especially I think now everybody's watching Saudi Arabia and what's going on. So what could you tell us about the Vision 2030 and what it means for the Middle East?
Actually, what it means for Saudi Arabia, because if it succeeds for Saudi Arabia, it could benefit much the Middle East. It is very important. We, the Saudi people, totally need it. Saudi Arabia was going through a period of stagnation. If we had continued on that direction, I went as far as I call it a slow death, because eventually the country will go bankrupt. So I think Mohammed bin Salman is doing the right things by introducing Vision 2030. Now he just has to do it right. I think it is our last chance, considering the circumstances in the world, considering the change in the oil industry. We have those coming 10, 15 years to make our position in history. If we failed, God forbid, we will have a serious problem in Saudi Arabia.
But looking at the methods, recent methods, especially what happened with corruption cases and Ritz-Carlton issue and several other ways of Ibn Salman approaching this issue, it looks like Ibn Salman is, instead of choosing to be the new king of a new era, he's using old methods and choosing to be the groom of the old era. What would you say?
Yes, he's given away many of the matters that were hindering Saudi Arabia, and it is good, like giving women more rights, allowing women to drive, allowing right of people for happiness and entertainment, fighting corruption, it is also good. But he is also maintaining the old ways of repressive system. Actually, he's expanding at that, and he's totally, he doesn't need it. There is no opposition to him. I just don't understand, why does he have to go this harsh method or harsh ways of previous Arab leaders, when he doesn't have an opposition, really. The people whom he's arresting are not an opposition. Most of them are supportive of his reform. A few traditional Wahhabis who will oppose to women driving and women's rights, but I would say 95% of the people who he arrested in September are reformists. So he needs to get away from this behavior of the past, repression and closure of breathing space for media, for intellectuals. Now in Saudi Arabia, people hardly talk when he needs a proper discourse. So people will guide him and correct the path for the reform. He has an opportunity and he needs the support of the people. He should not make up that support. Let that support come to him naturally.
And talking of which, that support, 2030 vision has a lot of economic aspects, building up technology cities, whatso. But it has no necessary illusion, no reference to any kind of democratic rights, democratic inclusion of the people. And we're talking of giving women rights, but driving is not necessarily in any way close to giving anyone rights. That's actually something that's granted, you're just allowing. So can actually 2030 vision be successful if those economic gains are not supported by political ones?
I argued about that. There is a case of countries that have succeeded in creating an economic transformation without democracy, naming China, Burundi, and Vietnam. Can we, the Saudis, do the same thing? I don't know. he introduced a form of check and balance. But he is also the king of check and balance. He will be the one who does the check and balance. It is a system called ADA. It is a system that to measure the performance of various governments. They have to commit themselves to certain figures and numbers and statistics, and that will be checked routinely. If they failed, they will be held accountable. But again, this is done by himself, Mohammed bin Salman, and a small team around him. Is that enough? I don't think it is enough. I would much rather to see some form of democracy, some form of accountability done by elected people or independent body. That will guarantee the success. At least the media should be allowed to monitor also the performance of the plan. And the media hardly able to do such a thing. Most of the information we are getting about the plan is implementation, changes. It is coming from foreign media. We have more information from the Financial Times about Vision 2030 than what we get from a Sharq al-Awsat or Ukaz or Al-Hayat newspaper.
And finally, I have one last question for you. From everything we're describing, we have this new crown prince who even accentuates the old methods and really applies very repressive ones. And he wants to micromanage from what you're describing as a small body being a checks and balance themselves, and who is in a quagmire in Yemen, and as the custodian of two holy mosques, doesn't seem to care about the third one in Jerusalem and the recent things we have seen with the Jerusalem issues. And can this leader with the 2030 vision that seems to be just rhetoric for now and doesn't seem like policy offer anything for the Middle East and Middle East peace?
Only if he change his position toward Arab Spring. He's still very much anti-Arab Spring and very skeptic and doubtful and worry of it. Arab Spring is a true phenomena. And to what you describe, Ariel, the quagmire and the position about Jerusalem, it's all a result of his position toward Arab Spring and the movement for democracy in the Middle East. He could free himself and add more power to his ability to bring stability and to counter Iran expansionism in the region by embracing Arab Spring, respecting people's wishes in change and democracy, and mainly stop the obsession of fighting political Islam. Political Islam is true, it's popular, there is always a sizable constituency in the Arab world, in the Muslim world, who will vote for political Islam. Here in Turkey, what you have like a 40% of the population who are willing to give their votes to AKP, even though AKP doesn't see himself as a political Islam. In Egypt, more than 50% of the people voted for political Islam. In Kuwait, in Jordan, in Morocco, everywhere there is election, political Islam will receive the people vote. So how could Saudi Arabia continue to have a proper Middle Eastern policy that will lead to bringing peace in the Middle East without recognizing and respecting that segment of the people in the Middle East, which is political Islam? Name it Al-Ikhwan al-Muslimin, name it whatever. It is a phenomena, it is a people choice that's going to stay with us. So Saudi Arabia needs to free itself from this obsession about political Islam and worry of Arab Spring, so it can play a more productive role in the region that itself will benefit from it eventually.
Thank you. Let's leave on that note.
Thank you very much for having me.
For getting reliable major news articles about Middle East and around the world, kindly subscribe #1 knowledgeable channel Star Tucson and don't forget to click on bell. For getting reliable, knowledgeable major news articles about Saudi Arabia, Middle East and around the world, subscribe our channel Star Tucson and don't forget to click on bell. It's free. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe our channel